What's going on, world? It's your boy Gemini Brown here, back with another episode of Nalo Kicking Knowledge. Today, I'm gonna give my thoughts on Kevin Samuels. So let's get into it. The first thing that I want to say and be very direct with is that I consider myself a messenger, and I believe Kevin Samuels was also a messenger. And essentially, depending on how you project yourself into this reality, you're expressing a message, and that message is going to be derived off of personal feelings, your own perception of things, but more importantly, like experiences. And us here in this sector of life who are into astrology, the cool thing with astrology and why astrology really helps depolarize you is because it's opening you to all the possibilities. It's letting you know that we are all different, and based on this person's particular alignment and yours, we call this maybe a square or an opposition, and that produces a particular type of effect. Or that person having a particular type of thing in their own chart will naturally incline them towards particular types of expression. The interesting thing about this topic, Kevin Samuel, I don't even know his birthday, and it's gonna extend to my thoughts on him too. So in one regard, I don't think you have to be famous enough. You don't have to be a particular level of fame to have, let's say, your birthday known or something. But he was particular in what I discovered here, and he was very particular about the way he projected himself. So if I had to guess, I wouldn't be surprised if he was some type of water sign, especially based off the emotion he was able to invoke within people, or have some type of real 12th house placements, as well as 4th house placements. So energetically, mind you, I'm just feeling him out, and that's a good way to just strengthen your understanding of astrology. You don't need to know. Sometimes you can just feel the energy or whatever. So I think he's a messenger, and I think the way in which he broadcasted his message. If you find his particular data, it's going to show in his programming. So one thing within this situation is that as a messenger, in this situation for me, it reinforced certain things that I intuitively know and understand. It's obvious that the way in which he broadcasted or expressed his message was a bit harsh, abrasive, very direct. Yeah, he is probably some type of Pisces with Aries placements or something. Okay, he did have this little je ne sais quoi about him too. Refined. Okay, so obviously how he broadcasted the message was just like in your face. And who knows? The interesting thing, I'm gonna go watch his Vlad interview too, because I don't know much about this man. But he probably wasn't that way in childhood. He probably was quiet. This is probably someone who, him becoming Kevin Samuels was probably a killing of his old self. And that's why all of this came towards. So, and that's some key spiritual shit. We all need to experience death on personality levels in order to ascend. And that packaging may not always be what you think it should be. So with that said, I just wanted to get out of the way that I respect the dude, and I do feel when you listen to people, like when you listen to me or anyone else, there's an unconscious or intuitive part that says, I I think this person is genuine, or I think they're full of shit, or whatever, right? Or they don't really know this shit, they're just whatever, regurgitating. You get all type of feelings from people when you watch them and stuff like that. And my intuitive feeling of Kevin Samuels was that he wasn't trying to be mean. That he, in his mind, he was carrying out a point. He was playing a role. And Stephen A. Smith does the same thing. In the Matrix perspective, maybe I should, no, I'm not going to put this in the beginning of the video. I kind of wish I would have said this earlier. Because I look at things archetypally. So, Stephen A. Smith, Kevin Samuels, they're black men. And I could bring Bill Cosby into this too. You can, especially being a black man, you could be nice, or you can like do what everyone else is doing, or you can just do a 360 and embrace the just complete different end. Meaning, and I bring Bill Cosby in, like Bill Cosby was known as being a white collar comedian, or the safe black guy, right? And then that developed into the dad image, all of that, and he willingly projected that. Kevin Samuels and Stephen A. said, I'm not going to keep up this bullshit of what I know is wrong within this culture. I'm going to talk my truth from my perception, and the way in which I see it might rub others the wrong way, but fuck it. Someone's got to do it. That's a state. Now, mind you, astrologically, we can equivalate this to Virgo. And I'll use myself in saying, even within, like even not just now in his death, but the discovery of Kevin Samuels, as recognizing him as another messenger. I said to myself, Gemini Brown, you are fucking nice. You not too nice, because I can Gemini, right? But I'm mindful. So what I was saying before, it reaffirmed what I knew intuitively, that, man, I'm going to pick my words carefully, because, yeah, I can express a harsh point and a harsh way to get it through, but no, I wanted to go over it this way. But the fact of the matter is, sometimes certain people need to hear it in a particular type of way. It all stands to the same. Truth hurts. Right? So, right. Like I said, I recognize that within myself. I'm seeing him as this. It's a thing of, not only does this affect how you attract or how you ascend, the ability to let go of who you were or how you thought it should be, to go to the next level. And that's always you're gonna lose. You could, and whatever you do, you might lose people, might rub people the wrong way, but it's a sacrifice. Okay? So I've gotten that part out. Respect to him, I think his presence was needed. I think he was genuine in his approach. Obviously, he could have had particular experiences that hurt him or toughened him up that made him this way, but I do think he was carrying out like a necessary message in a necessary way. And he was the messenger of that. The next part that I take away from this with Kevin Samuels, so obviously I went to film, okay, what's the birthday, not famous enough to, have it up there. So then go to his IG, start looking, and I'm like, oh, okay. At this point, I'm guessing, like, okay, you're on some very earthy rising shit. You're on some Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus rising, manufactured how whatever needs to be seen, wants to be seen, okay? And the reason I say it is because there's no personal things on his IG. And that's cool, because that's his shit. That's how he wanted to go about it. It leaves more to the mystery. So I don't know how much Kevin Samuels was connected to his family. I'm curious. I don't know how much he was connected to his family or whatever. I don't know if he had kids. But I feel that what we could take away from this, especially in like it being taking so long to confirm how he died, that like maybe no one was checking for Kevin Samuels. Maybe no one was checking for him in the way that, like, if he had healthy emotional ties, relationships, that maybe even his approach would have been different. So let me clean up my message here. I intuitively feel like he may have been detached from his own family in a particular type of way. So I don't know if he had kids or whatever, but I don't think he was the type of person that was talking to his kids, his mother, on an everyday basis. And I encourage everyone in life, if you have your people here, your loved ones here, use that phone, man, and send that text, and just let people know, check up on one another because of things like this. Because for him to have passed with a random woman. Now, and I direct this to play guys. Think about that, right? It's cool to be a player, you are detached or whatever, but then in the moment of like, you're passing, you're alone, not surrounded by loved ones, or two, with a random person, which kind of exemplifies not having strong connections. That's why I took it away. I'm interested, man. Interested to know more about the dude. I'm gonna do some due diligence, but these are my thoughts, and feel free to share yours with me. I don't know. I just feel like I didn't even address people being weird, because I believe, like, this type of audience with my energy, we're all well balanced here and stuff like that. So you don't gotta love Kevin Samuels, but I hope y'all maybe understood the message or all of that. All right. So, till next time.